Before I continue with the video, I'd like to put out a disclaimer that the things that happened in this group are old enough to no longer be relevant to today, occurring around 2 to 4 years ago, so do not go out and harass, make fun, or bully the people shown in the video. I've made amends with all parties as all conflicts have been resolved. Hello everyone, today I'll be talking about my past experiences with a group chat called Warhub. Warhub was a tightly woven friend group that consisted of me, Blackbeard X9, who shall be referred to as Tony, Headshot Bob 84, who shall be referred to as Headshot, Cultist, Fade, Ekiti, and for a brief period of time, Alpha. My entrance into the group began on the 30th of September 2021. One of my good friends, Fade, invited me to a group through Alpha. At the start of our friendship, things were already off to a bumpy start. In Warhub, I was referred to as Scout. Headshot, for the sake of simplicity, was already a less than ideal friend. I just didn't feel right about him. The others were fine, hence making me force a friendship between me and Headshot as long as the others in the group were present. As the group continued to age, we gradually became closer and closer, spending hours at a time chatting in voice chat while playing games together. Around this time, Ekiti and Cultist were added to Warhub, strengthening the bond further that the group had created. However, things weren't always sunshine and rainbows, due mainly to Headshot creating conflict between us, or starting arguments for little to no reason. It was also around this time where the group's major issues began to become more obvious to me, with Headshot and Tony constantly attempting to rage bait and gaslight me into getting a reaction. Headshot and Tony began to take their bullying over to Alpha, eventually going to the point of pushing him out of the group. This was the point at which I had lost the will to continue the friendship that we had created over the past years, with sustaining it just meaning more and more antagonizing from Tony and Headshot. The introduction of more members into the group made the group even more insufferable, as both of them peer pressured one of the members, named Raz, into joining them in their attempts to get a reaction out of me. This culminated in daily bullying with the fun and carefree people I used to hang out with, now turned into a barrage of insults thrown at me every time I joined in VC. After a while of this, I decided to start focusing more on myself, taking more and more time away from the group and the internet as a whole. However, just when I began distancing myself from it, I was dragged back in through the doxing of a picture of my house and my address into everyone in the group, afraid and scared for my safety because of my age and lack of experience with the situation. As a result, I ended up leaving the group completely and cut any contact with Tony and Headshot. I ended up eventually finding other people to play with who were much more trustworthy and better people than those in the group. Recently, I've gotten back into contact with the two, and Tony was ecstatic to start talking to me again. Headshot, on the other hand, still acts the same way, not even wanting to talk to me anymore despite my attempts to move on and reconnect with them. Things have been going great ever since, and I believe there are sunny skies ahead. The main message I wanted to display from all this was don't rely on just one group of people, and make sure that you are able to go along with a good crowd. I fell into the trap of relying on a group that held bad people for entertainment, turning a place that is meant for relaxation into a place of stress and anxiety.